Okay, it's right around 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, February 1st, and today has been quite an eventful day for me, not because I was doing anything wrong, but because I was simply in the process of minding my own business, focusing on my life, and coming and going from this unit, doing some cleaning activities that are perfectly permissible in the middle of a workday. And the psychotic, violent thug directly below 76, who obviously has some boundary issues and mental health problems because they behave in a very aggressive, intrusive manner, came up to my door for no reason and confronted me in the hallway outside my door about how they could hear me walking around, how I'm always wearing the same clogs, how I don't even know like exactly what their reasoning was, but they keep this person, this thug, violently slams and pounds things underneath my bed when I lie on my bed and, do anything that could be considered like gross or personal, like picking my nose or scratching my armpits. Um, and then he confronted me about how he thinks that I'm really ugly. So this is me. I'm not going to put a case out there for the fact that I'm not ugly. That is a matter of personal opinion. And people can think whatever they want about your looks, regardless of how, you know, gorgeous you are. If you're a model, people can think that you're ugly. I mean, I never thought that Gisele Bundchen was really that attractive, but she is a Victoria's Secret supermodel and has made millions and millions of dollars having her picture taken. So my opinion of Gisele is simply my opinion. I have the right to think that she's not attractive, but the modeling industry seems to think otherwise. This is me 6 months ago, sometime around September of this year when I turned 51. And it's a funny video of me just watching a bunch of trolls running by. This is what I look like. I'm 51. I'm not trying to be, hot like a 22-year-old. I'm not trying to be hot at all. There's actually no hot guys around that I want to look hot for. So I really don't care. I'm just going to look what I look like, right? But my point in all this is that the thug directly below just doxed himself today by coming up to my door and confronting me about physical aspects of my appearance and my activities while in the privacy of this unit that he should absolutely have no knowledge of whatsoever. So let's start with the first thing that he confronted me about, that I have ugly, hairy, manly legs. My eyes are not good enough to see exactly how hairy my legs are, but they're not that hairy that you can see them from 20 feet away. This person has not physically been anywhere in my physical vicinity since May of 2022, which was like over a year and a half ago. I do make videos of stuff in this unit, but I don't usually show my legs. And I'm assuming that you can't really see how hairy my legs are based on the brief glimpses sometimes that I show of my legs when I'm in the process of making videos in this unit or about this unit. Okay. So that's like doxing issue number one. He doxed his own surveillance devices or his own participation in the use of surveillance devices in this unit by accusing me of having really hairy legs that are shaped like a man's legs somehow. How does he know what my legs are shaped like? Right? I mean, again, I wear shorts and usually I wear pants. The fact that I'm wearing shorts right now has everything to do with the fact that there's excessive heat in this unit and it gets really hot in here. Normally in the winter, I walk around wearing pants. I wear pajama pants. I wear regular pants. I do not walk around outside in shorts in the winter. This is purely for being inside. He should have no knowledge of how hairy my legs are or what my legs actually look like. He was shouting at me as I was approaching him from the back of the hallway, already accusing me of having ugly, hairy legs. He also told me I have really bad teeth that has food in them and that everybody knows I don't brush my teeth. Really? How does everybody know that? Unless there's surveillance devices in my bathroom. How does anybody know what my teeth look like? I don't show my teeth ever on any of my videos unless I'm actually smiling. And if I'm smiling, then I have definitely just brushed my teeth. So how does he know my teeth have food in them? He's relying on obviously some kind of footage in and around this area right here where I brush my teeth. I usually brush my teeth at that sink. That somehow has, footage of my teeth looking dirty. That does not come from the videos I post on YouTube. I never show my teeth, and I certainly don't show my teeth looking dirty. He said I have bad teeth that are ugly and have food in them. Those were his exact words. How does he know that? Unless there's surveillance devices somewhere in this unit. right? Somewhere in this area. I keep saying that. So he just doxed his own participation in these surveillance devices that are absolutely in this unit, because otherwise that psychotic thug directly below 76, who I keep reporting making violent pounding noises when I do anything in here that could be considered personal and private, including brushing my teeth. He gets pretty agitated when I brush my teeth. I never understood that. He also gets really violent when I try to use the toilet and slams things against his ceiling, which is the floor of my toilet, when I sit on that toilet. That's not normal behavior. That also proves the use of surveillance devices in my bathroom. So the two things that he confronted me about already today in the hallway outside of my door, when I was in the process of simply minding my own business, I never go down to his door ever, unless, I'm walking down the front stairwell. That's my right, but I don't go stand in front of his door shouting things or knocking on his door or confronting him about things that he does in the privacy of his bathroom. So he doxed himself by accusing me of having really hairy legs, which he should have no knowledge of. Besides, today when he was in the hallway, I was wearing socks that go halfway up my legs anyway. So these socks cover part of my legs that he should not really be able to see the hairs of anyway. Then he told me I have really bad teeth with food in them and I never brush them. How does he know that, right? Then he confronted me about having really bad skin with pimples. How does he know that? Again, I was about 20 feet away from him in the hallway when he was shouting all this at me. And right now I'm actually wearing makeup. I didn't put the makeup on today, so I'm wearing like old makeup, but it's makeup that should cover up whatever pimples I might have. How does he know that I have pimples? Of course I have pimples. I've always had bad skin. It's just something I've always had my entire life. And I really don't care. He's not making me feel bad about my looks. I've had enough positive experiences in my life doing modeling, pageants, beauty pageants, dance auditions, dance performances, etc., that validated my attractiveness to me at the time, that I don't feel bad about what any of these hideously ugly people say about my own looks. The fourth thing that he confronted me about, screaming at me that I'm really ugly, but then he's standing there looking at me and then filming me. So maybe he shouldn't look if he thinks I'm really ugly, right? And then why is he using surveillance devices in my unit or participating in the use of surveillance devices in my private living space? If he doesn't like what he's looking at, maybe he should stop participating in the use of illegal surveillance devices in my living space if he doesn't like what I look like. Right? Why is anyone obsessing over what I look like? I have nothing to do with any of the low-life scum that live in this building. I deliberately refuse to have anything to do with any of the low-life scum that live in this building for a reason. And yet they keep trying to have something to do with me by using surveillance devices in this unit and then getting all psychotically obsessive over details of my appearance that they should have no knowledge of. The fourth thing that he said that doxes his participation in the use of surveillance devices in this unit, and that proves that there are surveillance devices in this unit, he accused me of having a hairy face. Okay, so that is something that he definitely could not possibly see by standing in the corner over by my door while I was down the hall 20 feet away. I did not go anywhere near him until I literally tried to run past him and get inside my door while he was blocking my door. But that was really quick, and that was after he accused me of having hair on my face. He accused me of having a hairy face, hairy legs, hairy face. He said my face is really ugly and I have a hairy face. How does he know that unless there are surveillance devices in this unit? Again, this psychotic piece of shit directly below 76, who obviously has no life and obsessively stalks me through the use of surveillance devices and accuses me of things about my appearance, A, that are none of his business, B, that have absolutely nothing to do with pieces of shit like him, and C, that are my own problem and have nothing to do with him and that he should have no knowledge of. Really? I have a hairy face? How in the world can he possibly know that unless there's not just one surveillance device in and around this unit, but multiple surveillance devices in and around this unit, right? Probably in my bathroom. That's where I do most of my, hair plucking and shaving and tweezing, but around this sink as well. This is where I put on my makeup. So those four things alone that he accused me of while standing in the hallway outside of my door after he came up the stairs one floor to confront me about issues that he has with my personal appearance that have absolutely nothing to do with him, because again, I refuse to have anything to do with the low-life scum in this building, and I aggressively avoid all interactions with these people. Usually when I see them coming at me, I go in the other direction. And that's what I did earlier today when he actually suddenly showed up outside my door. I went out the other door and down the hall and into the common bathroom, waited a couple of, maybe 15, 20 seconds, thought maybe he had left, and then started walking towards my door. And there he was standing outside of my door again. So that is stalking. The other thing is he was telling the police officers who responded that the Greenville group has a legal case against my tenancy at this time. How does this creep know anything about that unless the office has been deliberately sharing details of their confidential, legal cases with other tenants? How do any of the tenants in this building know that the legal case against me is from the Greenville group? I mean, in housing court, right? This isn't a criminal case. I haven't done anything wrong. I do not have any criminal history whatsoever, nor do I have a mental health history, by the way. And that is a verifiable medical fact. So this nut job directly below, who has boundary issues and behaves in an extremely aggressive, intrusive manner by physically stalking people and waiting outside their door, then filming them as they're trying to get to their door, and while they're doing things that have nothing to do with him. I mean, I was just cleaning. I was walking back and forth up and down the hallway, cleaning, shaking things out, taking recycling out to the back, throwing things out in the common bathroom, rinsing things out in the common bathroom sink. And he suddenly comes one floor up to my door and starts shouting at me while standing directly in front of my door about how I have ugly, manly, hairy legs. I have an ugly, hairy face, which he should have absolutely no knowledge of. Do I have a hairy face? Yes. How does he know this? The only way he could have any knowledge of that, again, is if there's surveillance devices in and around this area right here, in and around my bed area, and in and around my bathroom. Told me I have bad, ugly teeth with food in them. Again, how does he know this? Unless there's surveillance devices in this unit. And then, again, what was the other thing? Hold on. Oh, yeah. And then the bad skin, right? He should have no knowledge of my bad skin, because when he was shouting at me about my bad skin, I was standing again about 20 feet away down the hall. I was not close enough for him to be able to see, small details like pimples and things like that. And I was also wearing makeup that should be covering up, most of the blemishes on my face. How does he know I have bad skin? Well, unless there's surveillance devices in here, he should have no knowledge of my skin conditions. Oh my goodness, yes. And then the last thing that he accused me of constantly doing is picking my skin. How does he know that? I don't, post videos of myself picking my skin on YouTube. I've mentioned it once or twice as part of having eczema, and you're just scratching. But I didn't use the word picking. I used the word scratching. So he's the one who came up with the idea that I constantly pick my skin. How does he know this? Unless there's surveillance devices in this unit. So not only did he just dox the presence of absolute, obviously video surveillance devices in this unit, he doxed his own participation in the footage and the distribution of that footage, obviously to other tenants, of what I do in the privacy of this unit. Then he doxed the Greenville group, basically sharing confidential information with other tenants about their legal case against my tenancy, which I think might be illegal. And I might actually have to go to court and file a restraining order against the Greenville group to prevent them from sharing confidential details of their legal case against my tenancy. Why are they telling other tenants that they have a legal case against my tenancy, right? Isn't that prejudicial? When I go to the office and ask the Greenville group about details of the thugs that are constantly violently harassing me and assaulting me, like the thug directly below, the office staff tell me that they can't tell me anything about the other tenants, but yet they tell other tenants everything about their legal case against me, and obviously who I am and what my name is, because most of the low-life scum who comment on the videos that I post on this channel live in this building. How does anybody know my name? My channel has my name on it. It's not called, how to this or general information about that. My channel is simply my name. How do any of the low-life scumbags in this building know my name when I do not ever speak to them unless it's to defend myself when they're coming at me, and I refuse to have anything to do with anybody in this building? How does anybody know my name? I'll tell you how. Because the office staff have no problem gossiping about me and slandering me and defaming me to other tenants. That's why other tenants think it's okay to come at me, accuse me of being a hooker, accused me of working in a mailroom, accusing me of being autistic. Really? That's funny. I've been seeing doctors my entire life for 51 years. Not a single medical doctor has ever thought that I have autism. Not a single professor in my PhD program for clinical developmental psychology ever thought that I had autism. The only people who seem to think I have autism are the idiots who work in the office of the Greenville Group and who gossip about me, obviously, to other tenants. So there was a lot of doxing going on today, thanks to the violent assault and harassment by the psychotic thug directly below in 76, who not only came up to my door and blocked my access to my own door, he set foot in here and started filming the inside of this unit. And he then bragged to the police that he has video footage of all of my boxes. And the police are like, well, do you know that that's breaking and entering, right? Because I was standing right above them when they were talking in the hallway. And he bragged to the police that he has video footage of the inside of my unit. He's like, look at all the boxes she has in there. So he doxed his own breaking and entering by taking a video of the inside of this unit. And then he doxed the Greenville Group's gossiping about me to other tenant by obviously telling the police that he knows that there is a legal case by the Greenville Group against my tenancy. All of this is extremely illegal.